We want to welcome Danny Schlegel. Danny is a lifetime fairgoer, was involved in the very first Oley Fair and in some of those planning items of that first fair. I'd like to talk a little bit about that.
The Oley Lions Club used to meet, and some of the members of the town belonged to it, and my uncle, Warren Livingood, and Frederick Starr, who was the principal, they decided to come up with she said we ought to have all these good things they raise in the Oley Valley and have a fair. So I think it was Warren Livingood and Clifford Chafee and Bernard Sagan, Dan Mast, Sam Mast, Woody Rothenberger, and George Rothenberger, and Lester Schaefer, and Howard Schaefer, and John Frankhauser might have been there. He was the president later on. I'm not sure if he was at the first meeting, and we met in the what used to be the old high school in the shop room, where they used to have shop in there, and they had the tables on a U, and the officials sat up front, and the people sat around the side and to listen to what was going on. So we decided to have the fair the first year in 1947, I think, and Warren Livingood said we got to have a mule race, and my dad was about the only person in the Oley Valley that had mules anymore, so we had 3 mules that we put in the mule race, and what's his name from Basket came down. I thought of it. I can't remember it right now. There was four mules in the first mule race, and then I think it was only run 1 year. But then they followed with the horse show, which was over on the fire company grounds at that time. All the exhibits and everything were on the school grounds. We had probably 12 tents, and then to store the tents, we built up a cement block building up towards the pine, what used to be the pines at the school grounds, and they put the tents. They exhibited the chickens in the top for a number of years, and they stored the tents in the bottom and the other equipment in the top. And I can remember in the early affairs at General Tire Company was recapping tires here at the fair, and there was about a half a dozen implement dealers used to come. Harry Nadel and Urban Henry, Pikeville Implement, and I can't think of it. The Massey Harris fellow from Topton, I can't remember his name right offhand, but they had a lot of farm equipment there, and to exhibit, we had some airport. All the tents were airport government surplus, and the landing mats they got from Army surplus, and we used them to make a pen to put 3 steers in each pen, and they had them 3 layers high. They were heavy too. We didn't have the equipment like the modern equipment is now. When we moved over to the fairgrounds, Frank Fisher used to come up with his tractor, and I came up with my tractor to move the equipment in and out, because we didn't have the modern equipment like they have nowadays to do the work, you know. It was really a struggle to have the fair those days. We had school till Wednesday at noontime, and then we put plywood over the desks and to exhibit, and so they had fair then Thursday. You brought the exhibits on a Thursday, and then you had Friday and Saturday yet for the fair. We didn't have the whole week stretched out like we have right now, you know. Most of the fair was started with most of my relation. My uncle, Warrior Livingood was my uncle, and now when Kevin, our president now, his grandmother was my aunt. So it's all all relation connected in the fair.
Do you remember other activities that you volunteered for through the years, especially in the beginning?
What?
Things you volunteered for in the beginning and through the years.
Oh, I can. George Rothenberger used to be the head of the agriculture when the fair started, and I think after he got rid of it, I think Ralph Richard was the head of the farm, the livestock then. And when Ralph wasn't here, and then I was taken over for, I don't know, maybe about 10 years. I was the head of the livestock department, and I've been exhibiting every year except the first year, I think, at the Oley Fair. I got lots of trophies and ribbons. I have at least 12 trophies from department winners, you know, and yeah. But I helped now in the food department on a Friday from the Lutheran Church in Spangsville now. I can't get around as well as I used to be able to, but I'm still active.
Well, we thank you for all your years of service and all the information from those beginning fair years and all the people who were involved back then and how it all got started.
Yeah.